I don't know how many of you can even clearly remember the turn of the century, but those of you who can will recall that the big thing we were all really worried about was Y2K. The planet was going to go technologically dark as 2000 was ushered in, and we were going to be thrust back in time at least a century. And then when New Year's came and went and nothing really remarkable happened, we had an even more bizarre problem to solve, which was what we were going to do with our 236 cans of tuna and 400 liters of water stuffed in our cupboards. That year we were also watching the Summer Olympic Games in Sydney, which make it the Winter Olympic Games in Sydney, technically. And at the mecca of home improvement, Home Depot, revenues were stagnant. After about a decade of growth, the board was determined, obviously, to keep that momentum going. And to solve the waning revenue problem, they recruited senior GE executive Robert Nardelli. Nardelli had a proven track record in what was considered at that time one of America's best-run Fortune 500 companies. So the chairman of Home Depot believed that Nardelli was just the guy to bring in the solution it was looking for, and that solution was going to be rooted in, wait for it, efficiency. And true to his reputation and word, Nardelli doubled the number of stores while he streamlined processes and slashed cost with a ferocity of Jason Voorhees. And it was really working very well for a while. But in 2007, Nardelli was fired because profits just were not there. As a matter of fact, the company again wasn't doing very well. In his book Rethink, author Nick Merrifield explains that increasing profits substantially in the short term, Nardelli destroyed the very essence of what made Home Depot successful over the long term. A major definite competitive advantage of Home Depot that ordinary people like myself who are having a do-it-yourself seizure could rock up to the megastore on any given day and receive the tools, expertise, and assistance that we needed in a very friendly and quite helpful environment. So in the pursuit of cost efficiency, he destroyed manager autonomy, which in turn severely hurt the customer experience. So you had highly trained employees with an affinity for customer service that were quitting in droves and who were being replaced by people who were far less skilled and probably even more damaging to the organization, far less caring. So in 2001, both Home Depot and its chief competitor Lowe's, they were about equal in customer satisfaction within that segment of specialty retail stores. But according to Michigan's American Customer Satisfaction Index, by the year 2005, Home Depot was at the bottom of the list in that category. So Home Depot's revenues, as a result, were at a standstill, where if you take a look at their rival, Lowe's, they were increasing profit shares of, or profit values of over 200%. And the moral of the story is that while monitoring costs sounded really Bostonian in that, and systems management and paying attention to operational re-engineering is always important, don't forget to dance with the one who brought you. Don't ever neglect the people who all success is dependent on, you guessed it, the customer. Especially in times of economic uncertainty, many companies as well as individuals try to shrink their way to greatness, cutting back on everything including customer experience. Merrifield calls that the how trap. This is when companies and individuals focus so exclusively on the how or the tasks involved in running the business that they forget, and very often they forget to their undoing the what. And the what can be described as focusing on specific outcomes that have to be achieved to drive and grow the business. Here's a major question that we all cannot afford to neglect. What customer-based outcomes will drive customer retention and acquisition in both the short and long term within our company? In their book, Chaotix, authors Kotler and Castiglione warn readers that no matter how chaotic the marketplace gets, never lose sight of your company's core values. Although being cost conscious is exactly what any organization needs to do to preserve the longevity of a company, especially in economically challenging times, any initiative that goes ahead and undermines the culture of the organization and therefore what makes it unique to the customer can yield detrimental effects in the long term. So a recommended strategy for not losing sight of your unique selling proposition is to work cooperatively with your clients to clearly identify and consistently redefine what they are. So try this. Ask your clients, one, why did you first decide to hire me? Like, what was it? And two, what was it about my services that made you decide to stay as long as you have? What one factor will affect your decision to continually train with me in the future? Number four, what is one aspect of what it is that I offer in your mind that makes me different from somebody who is providing similar services in our very same area? And finally, question number five, if you could achieve one result by training with me outside of the results you're already enjoying, what one key result would that be? The answers of these questions, for better or worse, you don't want flattery, you want candor. Their success, they are so critical to all long-term success because ignorance is not bliss. While cutting spending or cutting things like education, training, and development might make us a little bit more money in the short term, the only sustainable source of profit over the long haul is client acquisition and retention. And that means for us or the company we work for, the choice is simple. Either distinction or extinction. There's really not a safe place to hide in between. And the dangers of cutting back on resources like education that make you distinct in the mind of your client can be a little bit, well, ironically, uneducated.